From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for the debate.
At a time when crisis has hit country and epidemic has taken over majority of the country, there are many who have gone beyond the call of duty to help those in distress. Right now we are at the Government Medical College in Jammu, and here a woman entrepreneur, she has taken the task to help those who are in distress, who have come from the various parts of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir with their relatives, be it the COVID related or any other kind of contingency. At this time when there is no dhabas or any eateries open outside, she has taken the charge. She is providing food to almost 500 to 600 persons a day at every meal, and this is really very important because people like her, they are inspiration for many out there, those who are sending a message to the society that it is really very important that we all should come forward at a time when nation needs us. We'll try to speak to Nidhi, who is a woman entrepreneur, and she has taken this charge. Nidhi, I'll take a minute from you. You have taken a charge to help those in distress. What was the motto behind this?
The motto behind this was ki when I thought people are suffering from food, so I thought ki no one should die of hunger. So at least then a month before I started with this initiative, many people of Jammu and Kashmir, they supported me with this initiative. So I am doing this from past 1 month, and I am feeling very good that I am daily coming to hospital and serving more than 600 to 700 people per day. I am covering all the slum areas also. I am covering all the street beggars. Those who are...
We have seen people waiting for you, like you came and they were just lined up to get their food. Don't you feel that they have hopes on you now that every person should come with this kind of initiative? Means this is being praised by these people as well.
Yes. Whenever I come to hospitals daily, they are just waiting for me and for my food that madam, your food is too tasty and you cook very good food. So they are always waiting for me because sharp 5 I reach to hospital every day. So they always wait for my food, and so many people from inside hospital also come and they take for the patients also. So many attendants of the patients are sitting outside and they always have food from us.
So this is really very important, as they are setting a benchmark for those, because we are at the Government Medical College, which is a dedicated COVID-19 facility, biggest dedicated COVID-19 facility, and many people out there who are having resources with them, they don't prefer to move out, but Nidhi is setting up example for each and every person back home that at the time when the nation is in crisis, nation is facing the worst health challenge, this is the time that we show our love towards the nation and its people.
State of Punjab has announced to extend the restrictions till 10th of June, and in fact this decision has been taken during the COVID review meeting. And right now we are standing on Chandigarh and Mohali border, where the entry is restricted by the Punjab, and in fact you can see that all the vehicles that are travelling from Chandigarh to Mohali, every vehicle is being asked that why they are travelling and what is the purpose of travel to the Punjab. Just because this is one of the entry point of Punjab from the side of Chandigarh, and this is one of the restrictions, and after 6 p.m. there is a night curfew in Punjab as well as Chandigarh, and unnecessary movement is being stopped, and police is deployed on the road to check all the unnecessary movements, to check the people either they are traveling for any kind of valid reason or this is an unnecessary movement. And in fact you can see that how the cops have been deployed here, just because this is one of the restrictions that Punjab has announced, the night curfew from the very first day just because the COVID cases and COVID infection spread in the state of Punjab, and the death rate is another worrisome situation for the state of Punjab. And that is the reason they are verifying every vehicle. You can see the visuals that this is the duty that turned to be active after 6 p.m. After 6 p.m. they started stopping the vehicles and asking them the reason to travel inside the Punjab. And even on the other side, in Punjab, there are certain shops that remain open in the alternate days. You can see the visuals that how they are verifying the people who are traveling in the cars. We will try to talk to the cops also, just because we will try to know the reason and how they are checking the vehicles. We will try to talk to the cops also. Sir, ये जो checking चल रही है, ये night curfew को लेके चल रही है?
हाँ जी,
Unnecessary movement जो है वो बंद कर दी गई है?
नहीं जेडे ड्यूटी वाले हैं वो तो जा रहे हैं. ड्यूटी वाले कोई इमरजेंसी है, किसी ने डॉक्टर की स्लिप है या कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है, इमरजेंसी है, वो पूछते हैं. हम अगर सही लगे है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो फिर जैसे ये अभी आ रहे हैं बंदे, डॉक्यूमेंट्स नहीं इनको, सरकारी डॉक्यूमेंट्स नहीं है, कोई ड्यूटी का नहीं है कोई भी, तो फिर चलान करते हैं. हाँ.
So you can listen the people who are actually involved to any kind of service, and they can prove through the documents that it is necessary to travel down to the Punjab from Chandigarh. Only they are allowed to travel. Even the other people are not allowed, and in fact the police is also issuing the challans as well as they are also asking them to take the U-turn, just because unnecessary movement is completely halted after 6 p.m. in the state of Punjab due to the lockdown and night curfew, and which has been extended to 10th of June. So far 10th June is the date where the night curfew and other restriction will be imposed, but the review meeting will be done held after the 10th June also to take the further decisions, just because now the infection is declining, number of cases are also declining, but the death ratio is still the worrisome situation for the state of Punjab, and even that is the reason the restrictions has been imposed and extended in Punjab, and even in the cities different formula has been applied to open the shops. Somewhere it is even odd and somewhere it is alternate days, and even somewhere there is restricted timing to open the non-essential and essential shops, and this call has been taken by the local deputy commissioners. But the entirely Punjab is under the night curfew, and certain restrictions has been extended to 10th of June.
Karnataka Chief Minister CM B.S. Yediyurappa has inaugurated vaccination drive in Bengaluru. This vaccination drive will happen for street vendors, metro staff as well as people of slum. We are at Wilson Garden, where Chief Minister now started the program of vaccination drive for people who are living in slum. You can see over here, people have already registered and they have their form and they will be vaccinated today. What we get to learn through our sources over here is now 400 people will be vaccinated, and subsequently it will be followed for next 3 to 4 days in this particular area, where they have target to vaccinate all people of slum who live in this vicinity. People are coming over here and all kind of arrangements have been made by Karnataka government to vaccinate people in this particular area of Bengaluru.
As the COVID times has been impacting many lives, but at the same time there's an other side to COVID as well. Well, many people, many senior citizens have been impacted due to COVID, and as you can see, we are here at an Mother Teresa Elderly Care Center, which is being giving treatment to various people with various comorbidities, and also at the same time they have been providing all the facilities to the people, to the elderlies who are left here by their kids, or also few of them are being dropped here by the police officials. And also at the same time, the founder who runs this Mother Teresa Elderly Care Center says that during the normal times they used to receive near about 15 to 20 calls, but due to COVID-19 they have the numbers have tripled up. And also we'll try and speak to Dr. Ramakrishna, who is the founder of this elderly healthcare center. So sir, you tell us, how is the situation post-COVID now? Because we have been seeing many people left down by their kids or by their family members.
And this is really very sad situation, because before COVID, the situation circumstances are very controlled, and there at the time we are getting inquiries or requests are very limited. But after COVID and during the COVID, we have very much burden, because we have everyday requests are coming are there. Requestings constantly coming are there, and we have limited source to do. And whatever we can, we are just supporting to do this. Especially this COVID will very badly hitting the old patients, because already old patients having the comorbidity. Means already they are suffering with some kind of problems, type 2 diabetic, hypertension, some chronic diseases. And when in this kind of situation, they have already immunocompromised stage. So when it's getting to COVID positive, once they are getting that, and they're very difficult to come back, and several deaths is also there in our center. Very sad situation this is.
I am currently present at one of the urban primary health center where this vaccination is taking place, and along with that, the age group from 18 to 44 are also told to take their vaccination. So there's a huge crowd getting gathered at this vaccination center. You can see the pictures where people have started to come to take their vaccination from the age group of 18 to 44. So their basic need is to register themselves on the COVID portal, and they are given slots for taking their vaccination, and after booking their slots, they are allowed to come over here, and along they have been registered with their Aadhaar cards, and then they are given the vaccination jab. So you can see the pictures where people have started gathering at the vaccination centers to take the vaccination jab. Along with that, the frontline workers were also given special preference by the officials over here, and also in all the vaccination centers, the Chennai Corporation has also told that frontline workers will be exempted and they will be given special preference for taking their vaccination. Getting you all these reports from ground, this is reporter Yash Raju for Republic Media Network.
A huge queue can be seen at the first drive-through vaccination by Apollo Hospitals here in Ahmedabad. There is a huge queue where people can be seated in their own cars, and from that itself they can come here and get vaccinated. There are several places that have been put up. There are several the infrastructure that has been put up where people can come in, register themselves at the CoWIN application, and then of course get vaccinated here as well. You can see that this is the place where they first have to get registered in the CoWIN application, and then of course get also vaccinated here. Let's get in a word from some of the beneficiaries who have come here. How long had you have to wait, and what is the procedure that you're being walked through?
Since we are
बहुत टाइम से हमने वेट किया है, और अभी क्या है ना 7 o'clock से हम यहाँ पे है।
अच्छा, तो 7 बजे से आप लोग यहाँ पे खड़े हुए थे। कितना टाइम आपको वेट करना पड़ा, और कितना अभी आपको प्रोसीजर बताया जा रहा है गाड़ी में बैठ के वैक्सीनेशन आपको लगवाने के?
बस अभी तक तो उन्होंने अभी बताया ही है कि अभी लग ही जाएगा, और ऐसे क्या 7 बजे से हम अभी 10:40 हो गया, 10:40 तो हम बैठे हुए हैं।
ये अच्छा पूरा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन लोगों ने खड़ा किया है जहाँ पे गाड़ी में बैठ के आप अपना वैक्सीन लगवा।
बहुत ही अच्छा किया है कि हमें निकलना नहीं पड़ रहा है, हम गाड़ी में बैठे हुए अपने गाड़ी में, हमें रेस्ट भी करना पड़ा तो हम अपने में गाड़ी में ही कर रहे हैं।
Alright, so you can see that there are people who have come here to get their vaccines done, and they're saying, and of course, that it is a better option for them to be here in their own cars and then be outside in hospitals where they will have to be exposed to several other patients as well. There are several other doctors and beneficiaries who are actually present here. The infrastructure that has been put up at the GMDC ground in Ahmedabad, in fact, where all of these people have been waiting since as early as 7 a.m. is what we've been given to understand, and of course will be waiting for the observation period as well. But the first drive-through, where in fact people will have to pay now to get vaccinated, is also now live, where in Ahmedabad you can see that people have queued up since as early as 7 a.m. and are saying that is a better option to not be exposed in the hospital and get vaccinated from the comfort of their own vehicles.
With assistance from the Health Department of the state, the Guwahati Press Club in Assam is organizing a massive vaccination drive for all journalists between the age group of 18 to 45. So far, more than 2,000 media persons have already been vaccinated, and apart from the journalists, the Guwahati Press Club is also extending the vaccination drive, including the non-journalists as well. And moreover, as the mission of this vaccination drive has been extended for the hawkers, or you can say newspaper delivery persons who brings the news every day, have also been included in this vaccination drive. We have Sanjay Rai, the General Secretary of Guwahati Press Club, with us. So far, more than 2,000 journalists have already been vaccinated, and not only journalists, but you are also extending the benefits to non-journalists and hawkers as well. When did you started this campaign here?
See, we started around 15 days back when the Honorable Chief Minister, in fact, the then Health Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, inaugurated the session. And so far, we have touched the 2,200 mark, which includes journalists and non-journalists working in different media houses. Today, we have started the drive for the hawkers, newspaper hawkers, because these are an integral part of the newspaper distribution channel. So we have included, like today, we plan to vaccinate around 100 hawkers.
Is it the only online registration process you are following, or walk-in registration process is also being followed here? Because we know journalists who are working, they are capable of registering themselves online, but there are many people who are not tech-savvy and cannot enroll themselves in the CoWIN app. So how?
See, there are two things. First, those who have registered themselves with CoWIN or Argo Hetu, then it's fine. Those who have, they could not do it, we have a help desk where people who can assist them, and accordingly they have been asked to get themselves enrolled and then vaccinated, because we need to have a database as well. For the second dose, we need to have a database so that once the first dose is finished, we can tally the same numbers and then administer the second dose to them.
So how many more people are left now as this vaccination drive continues?
I think the first dose will end today. And the second dose will start from June 2nd or 3rd.
As you can say, almost the vaccination drive of the first doses being administered has almost completed, and today the drive is covering the newspaper delivery system, those involved in the newspaper delivery system in the city. And as this drive ends, from the within a very next short period of time, the vaccination drive for the second dose of vaccine will continue.
Right now I am reporting from temporary 500-bedded hospital here in Khanmu, outskirts of Srinagar. The project is taken care by DRDO, but on ground we are also seeing the synergy between the different departments, whether it's waterworks, it's electricity department, or for that matter Srinagar Municipal Corporation or other departments, because the government has set deadline for the hospital to be made operational on 1st of June. And in fact, the laborers here working in double shift. As far as the hospital is concerned, it's going to be 500-bedded hospital, where some 125 will be ICU beds and rest 375 will be oxygen beds. And this way the government is also increasing the bed capacity as far as dealing with COVID-19 patients is concerned. And also the government is looking not only to deal with the second wave of COVID-19, but is also preparing for third wave. If we talk about the numbers of COVID cases in Jammu and Kashmir, yesterday the figure touched 3,000 active cases with some 40 deaths. And obviously the number is coming down as far as the Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. But yes, yesterday Jammu became the first district in J&K where some 1,000 deaths have been reported since the outbreak of pandemic. With Vijay Firdoswani, this is Zina Zishan Fazil for Public Media Network in Khanmu.
After the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal inaugurated the vaccination drive-through facility at Vegas Mall in Dwarka Sector 14, now the same facility has come up in the parking lot of Saket Select City Mall. And in fact, right now as we speak, people are getting vaccinated. And here, I would like to request my video journalist to kindly show the visuals as to how many cars are in the waiting. And right now, this is the registration desk. This is in the parking lot. So you will have to enter the parking lot, take a ride, and that is when where the registration counter is. And they are, charging $14.50 for one dose, for the first dose of Covaxin, and only the first dose of Covaxin is available. They're taking the Aadhaar card to put, the record of people and to maintain the documents. And in fact, as we see, there are huge queue. There is a huge queue of takers who have come to get the jabs here. Let's actually go across to this gentleman. Sir, vaccination drive-through, what do you have to say about the whole thing that the Delhi government is working on now?
It's a very good vaccine drive-through and contactless drive it's going on. And I'm happy that I think more and more drive-through should be open over here.
Absolutely. As we see, the citizens of the national capital are confident that the hiccups that the Delhi government has been facing to get the 18+ category vaccinated will certainly be sorted out. And here, after the registration counter is crossed, this is the desk where people are getting their first jabs of Covaxin. Go across to the Fortis MD here, Dr. Rajiv Nayyar, and he will actually clear out and put it down for our layman to understand it better.
We are ready to administer as much as doses. We have got from Bharat Biotech the thing. We are running here also in the hospital, also in the vaccination. So we were approached by the City Select Mall and they got the approval, and we are vaccinating the people here with their help and all.
Let's actually go across to Yogeshwar, who happens to be the CEO of Saket Select City Walk. Sir, I would like to ask you about the entire facility that you have done in collaboration with Fortis here.
This was once we saw some ray of light that there's a possibility of vaccination for the staff as well for the community. So we took this initiative forward along with United by Blood and Fortis, because we had no capability of doing it. Only thing we could do was organize it in a way, and we had the space and a drive-in facility. So we divided the project into two parts. One was for staff. When I say staff, it's not only City Walk staff. We have like contractors, subcontractors, then some of even the retailer staff were really willing, and they were looking for some opportunity to get them vaccinated. So we helped them to get that vaccinated. So that vaccination camp is happening at another location in the mall, in the main atrium. For this drive-through, we had to have registration done and all that. So United by Blood came forward. So they organized it along with Fortis. So yesterday the link went live, and I'm told that within some time, within some minutes, it all got slots all got booked. So since morning people are coming, and we were fortunate to have our Deputy CM also to come and have a look at the facility. Even all the government machinery, the police, everybody has been so cooperative.
As we see, the process behind me is taking place right now. It is a quite fast process. It is happening very, very swiftly. People are giving their registration, and people are also giving their certificates. And if you want to register, you can register via Kovan app and also come directly to Saket Select City Walk's parking lot, take a ride, and that's where you'll find the registration drive, registration desk, and the vaccination drive-through happening. This is me, Sumi Rajapan, for the Public Media Network with video journalist Anup Satsangi, New Delhi.
A Union Territory-wide lockdown is underway in Jammu and Kashmir, and to impose the strict on-ground restrictions, the Jammu and Kashmir police has been deployed in every nook and corner of the city. Right now we are in the Gandhinagar area, which is the business hub, and as it is evening and most of the operations, be it the emergency or non-emergency, they have now been stopped for the day. The Jammu and Kashmir police deployed here is checking each and every vehicle. They're also making it very sure that there is no security threat. That is why each and every vehicle is checked thoroughly, and after proper inspection the vehicles are allowed to move out, and on all the major barricades on the major areas there has been a barricading, but an additional deployment has also been made by the police corps here to ensure that there is no lockdown violation. And you will see that those vehicles who are coming at this time, they are being duly checked. Even they are being frisked by the Jammu and Kashmir police corps in view of the ongoing security scenario to ensure that there is no threat, and that's why there is a proper deployment of the Jammu and Kashmir police throughout the cities of Jammu and Kashmir to make sure that this pandemic is curtailed, because we have seen that there is a continuous spike in the number of cases after a dip for a day, and now the cops, they have been deployed and they are making it sure that the on-ground restrictions in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir are being implemented so that this spike in the COVID-19 cases is contained.
Mumbai's Dharavi, the 2.5 square kilometer sprawl, known as Asia's largest slum, has recorded just 3 new COVID cases in 24 hours. The daily rise is the lowest since February 11, when the second wave gripped the city. On April 8, the highest single-day increase was recorded at 99, sparking serious concerns. But the Dharavi model of COVID-19 management and vaccination drive has worked effectively to flatten the curve and tackle the COVID-19 virus. The caseload in the area now stands at 6,798, of which only 62 are currently undergoing treatment and others have recovered.
11 फरवरी से लगातार यहाँ पर प्रशासन की ओर से 3 टी को लेकर जो है लगातार मुहिम जारी की थी। ये 3 टीम जो है वो ट्रेसिंग, ट्रैकिंग और टेस्टिंग को लेकर जो लगातार यहाँ पर प्रशासन की ओर से की जा रही थी। उसके बाद धारावी में सिर्फ पिछले 24 घंटे में 3 कोविड-19 के केसेस आए हैं। वहीं पर अब देखा जा रहा है कि धारावी में जहाँ पर कुल मिलाकर अगर एक्टिव केस देखे जाए तो 62 एक्टिव केसेस है। वहीं पर टोटल पॉजिटिव केस अगर देखा जाए तो 6,798 टोटल पॉजिटिव केसेस थे, जिसमें से 6,382 डिस्चार्ज होकर सामने आए।
Dharavi is a home to an estimated 7 to 10 lakh people, and curbing the spread has been a daunting task for the BMC since the beginning of the pandemic. Bureau Report, Republic TV.